Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian says it is time to end the months-long war with the United States, asserting that Iran is now in a stronger position than Washington. Pezeshkian's call comes as U.S. President Donald Trump pushes for greater economic pressure on Iran. Trump said that Iran was interested in reaching a deal, but was not yet ready to make the right deal. And speaking to reporters, Trump warned that diplomacy with Iran remains far from a breakthrough, stating that Iran is not yet ready to accept the terms he considers necessary. Trump also said the United States has total control over the Strait of Hormuz as Washington maintains pressure on Iran through economic and maritime measures.
We have total control, as you know, of the border. We have total control. If you look at the blockade, we have total control of that entire region having to do with the Strait of Hormuz. And that means well into it, the land areas. So they would love to make a deal, but they're not ready to make the right deal, in my opinion.
The U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is expected to detail new sanctions on Monday, with Washington describing them as among the toughest ever imposed on Iran. Meanwhile, Iran is striking a defiant tone. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian says the war should end, but from a position of power and dignity. He claims the world acknowledges Iran's victory while accusing the U.S. of targeting Iranian schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. Talks between Tehran and Washington remain on hold as a war started by the U.S. and Israel in February has been locked in a stalemate. Iran has rejected the latest U.S. pressure campaign, warning that any new threats could trigger a strong military response. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi called the new U.S. sanctions bound to fail, citing previous rounds of maximum pressure that Tehran says failed to force political concessions. Iranian Navy Chief Shahram Irani also warned that Iran is ready to defend its strategic waterways, claiming full control over areas east of the Strait of Hormuz and the Gulf of Oman. Iran's military chief of staff, Major General Ali Abdullahi, warned that any new threats would draw a crushing, punching, and devastating response across land, sea, air, and cyberspace. The Strait of Hormuz remains a key flashpoint. Iran's Navy says it has retained control over parts of the waterway, while U.S. Central Command says its forces have redirected 68 commercial vessels, disabled 3 and boarded 2. And this comes as Iran and Oman renew discussions on conditions for resuming talks, including the security and freedom of navigation through the strait.